Hello and welcome to more Dark Souls 2 with me, Oni Black Mage. We are currently here in front of Aldia's Keep, and we're about to make our way in. In case you're a little back, what I did was actually go back and change my character build and type over to a Lady Mage, and she is a focused Archmage, so she specializes in intelligence, has maxed out Soul, as well as maxed out Pyromancy, and I put a great bit, like 40 or 50, into Faith. The rest of it just kind of curbing off any dexterity, vitality, endurance. But otherwise, very quick on her feet and hits like a truck, quite frankly. So, this walking glass cannon is what I plan on taking into endgame. Alright, there's certainly some action going on in here. I'm about to say, things suddenly got dark. Okay, so, a dark spirit. Alright. I guess if they're not going to come for me... Okay. I was thinking of sniping them. If they're just going to be stunned, no problem. Oslatiel of Mira. That kind of looks like Lucatiel of Mira. In fact, it had the same hat and everything. Was this Dark Spirit perhaps the Dark Spirit Lucatiel herself is turning into? I wonder. Because the Nameless Usurper certainly looks exactly like our Cleric Lady. I wonder if there's a relate. I don't know what the lore is behind Dark Spirits. I wonder if you have a Dark Spirit yourself that's hunting you down. I guess there's no way to open this. An area like this seems like it'd be very prone for a lot of secret areas and tricks. Wow, that's a big statue. Of a dragon, it looks like. To the right. Okay, what's to the right? Well, if there's an illusion, I certainly don't see it. To the back. Should I be backing up? Oh wow, yes I should. Oh gosh, it's animating, isn't it? I might have to fight this thing? I should probably be going away. Wow, that was close. That was a clever trap. I also like how they took the slight horror audio cues and had the sort of crescendo as soon as it was about to strike. Oh, Fading Soul, that was certainly a trap. I guess they were gunning for you to go to that trap right there and get devoured by that statue. I have to say that I kind of figured there was something on with that statue, but I didn't think it would be part of a trap. I like that. That was a good touch. And the audio cue crescendo, nice touch. Straight out of a horror film. I'm a big fan of horror films, I have to say. One that's a very Hollywood type horror film that in game form, I have to say, this is probably the most straight out of Hollywood textbook horror film. And if put it in a game format, and you probably get something like Dead Space. They literally do just about everything you could do in a stock Hollywood horror film, including the crazy audio, violent crescendos and cues and things like that. Another fog door, huh? I'll check that out later. And they wrap it up in this sort of space horror slash. I always pretty much call it Resident Evil in space. I'll pull back. Actually, these aren't user messages. These are. Yeah, because user messages would be rated and stuff like that. This is the game. The game's leaving messages. Ooh, this is kind of creepy. And kind of cool, actually. I like this. Kind of a supernatural vibe going on here. I like how they're shaking things up. That's nice. Like I said, it would be very possible to turn this game into something more of like a horror game. Play some mind tricks on you. Alright, something's got to happen with this switch. Liar. Don't you dare. Alright, so there's a switch here. The game is telling me don't pull it, and a few people are telling me to pull it. I wonder what will happen. Let's find out. Okay, I heard something that kind of sounded like a door being moved. Interesting. So this guy was behind a fog door.
I hope you well know the signs. I'll spend some time slow. I'll spend some time sweet.
This guy's clearly some sort of mage or sorcerer, and I don't necessarily know what he's talking about, but it looks like I just freed him from his cell. I hope that wasn't a mistake. I was hoping he'd at least appreciate me. Well, there seems to be nothing here on the ground floor, so let's move onward and upward. Up the grand staircase. Okay, well there's certainly a statue of a Cyclops up there. And some treasure. Past some looking glasses. It looks just like the Looking Glass Knight's shield. And I saw another player, his ghost apparently had that same shield, so it looks like that shield is a droppable object, which is pretty cool actually. You probably get it for turning in his soul, I'm sure. Item ahead, then be wary of ambush. Whoa, what's that? Oh wow, look at that. Oh wow. Ooh, that's a cool effect. I thought it was kind of cool just the fact that he was beating against the glass and the fact that he's actually erupting out and attacking you. I like that. This whole thing has like a spooky castle sort of feel with ghosts around every corner and traps and things like that. It totally has like a haunted manor sort of feel to it. I like that. So far, easily my most favorite area already. It's setting up all the right vibes. To be a spooky castle full of death traps and supernatural traps and things like that. That probably isn't the only trap mirror, though. Yep, there's another one. I like the effect of it, too. The guy beating up against it, crashing out. That's a good visual effect, I like that. I find it strange that chimes are what's used for priests. I think I fought this exact type of Grey Phantom, I think 3 times. He looks like the exact same Grey Phantom that I fought during the Looking Glass Knight fight. Well, that's actually pretty good. What that does is that increases my spell slots, but cuts my health down dramatically. That's the +2 one. I figured they would be a little weak against lightning, being somewhat knights, but it doesn't seem that's quite the case. That's kind of a late warning. Another one of those red little bugs. There's got to be something with that bug that I'm missing. Because Killian only nets one little tiny soul and he doesn't drop anything. I must be doing something wrong. I think I'm supposed to let them go, aren't I? What am I supposed to do with those red bugs? It looks like there's a treasure chest in the distance. No bloodstains, so it doesn't seem like this is perhaps a trapped chest. That's always useful. Haven't yet found... Well, I found reasons to use Magic Shield and Magic Barrier, but I haven't actually found the point to where I have to use it. Alright, onward and upward. Looks like there's a petrified Cyclops, and I'm hoping I don't have to use a Branch of Yore on him. I think I have 1 or 2. Try item, okay. Is there a way to roll past or jump past it, maybe? Guess I don't have a choice. Alright, well I suppose what I'm going to do is get ready. These guys seem a little bit vulnerable to lightning, so I'm going to get that out ready. I'm going to go ahead and unpetrify him, and then definitely backtrack away. Alright. Yeah, while he's recovering, has plenty of time to run away. Perfect. Yeah, see, these guys are weak against magic, but at the same time, they just have a boatload of hit points. All these cages, the same cages that they were holding a songstress in. There are some sort of subtle relations between most of these areas. It's by virtue of the environment telling a story. And I enjoy that as a narrative device, letting the game literally tell the story by virtue of what people are saying, and not with people just saying direct exposition, directly telling you what's going on, why it's going on, and who's it going on with. Letting you draw your own conclusions and piece the story together through context clues of the environment. Letting you see the aftermath or things in effect, and letting you construct a story dynamically. Letting you basically use your brain and, like a forensic detective, picking up clues and piecing them together, finding out the true story of what went on here and what you're really getting yourself into. And the way they constructed the environment, oh, it's another one of those basilisks in a cage, no less. I'm gonna snipe him from here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot, these guys are weak against fire. But, yeah, letting you piece together what's going on with all these unusual personnel, all these curious events, and all these strange landmarks you're going past. Figuring that out yourself, I believe, is certainly part... Okay, well, he broke out of that cage. Alright, well, he's not going to sit down like the last one, apparently. It's kind of weird how their eyes don't blink. Like other characters, and like even a Cyclops, his eyes, I think, blink. This guy's eyes don't blink. For something that big and bug-eyed, that's kind of weird. He has a tiny little beak, too. The design on him is certainly interesting. It's also curious because he's a very bright monster for such a drab setting. The Dragon Sage, huh? Crimson Water, oh, useful. All this suggestively mage stuff. Let me check out some of this stuff. Huh. Kind of reminds me of a ghillie suit. That kind of reminds me of the Quarians from Mass Effect. But no, like I was saying, letting the game tell its own story through its actual interactive experience. See, one of the best parts about being a medium like this is that unlike movies, in which it's a medium that's already constructed for you, the visual, the story, the involvement is already preset for you. You just have to go along for the ride. As opposed to a book, where the words in the story are predetermined for you, but you're allowed to use your imagination to construct the visuals for it and how people sound. It's the reason why anytime you hear or see a comic book or movie, usually movie or books or perhaps even a comic book being brought to movie, you're always going to have a giant majority of people always be disappointed with the casting decisions, because in their mind, when they were reading it, they were forming what these people looked like, what they sounded like, and because it's your imagination at work, it always sounds correct to you. Therefore, what somebody else's imagination is conjuring always will seem different. So that's why people are always going to be disappointed with the choices that people make when they make anything based off a book and say, oh, they made a terrible casting choice. You know, it's nothing like what I imagined. Well, of course it isn't. You ask 10 different people how they imagine a character described purely on text to be, you're going to get 10 different profiles. So I don't know why people are continuously surprised on that. But what makes that a great medium is that with video games, this interactive visual media, you get a lot of the preset visuals done for you. You get most of the story done, but you're allowed freedom with both of those aspects. You're allowed a little bit of visual customization sometimes. Not so much all the time. In fact, most of the time you do not. But some games allow that. Like this one, I'm allowed to customize my look and therefore let that build my my character in terms of the type of person I'm expressing myself through what I'm wearing, you know? Right now I'm the quick, sort of sagacious looking character, you know? Quick-minded, using intelligence to overcome the traps and the wiles of death. And at the same time, I'm constructing a story in conjunction with what the game is telling me. So my active imagination's at work, as well as the narrative they want to tell. So in cooperation with what they're telling me, with what they're showing me, I'm building my own story and narrative, as well as piecing together what they already wrote, and or lending itself to more suspicion and theory and conjecture. And that is so fascinating. It's so satisfying when other games do that, and not necessarily wrong, but a missed opportunity, shall I say. I wouldn't say lack of potential, there's always potential, but perhaps a missed opportunity to when games just literally hold you by the hand and tell you everything. It's just like all cutscenes and characters solely exist for exposition. That's incredibly flat, that's incredibly boring, that's incredibly unimaginative. And it leaves nothing to be desired. And when you take that much mystery and imagination out of it, maybe you don't notice it, but your story suddenly becomes a lot weaker for it. And there are many directors, I notice, that choose through their selective vision that this is the story I want to tell. And that's fine, but when you do that, you're directly writing the character, or the player, and the amount of action, and the player agency, as it's called, the amount of stuff you can actively do, you're taking it out of their hands and putting it solely in yours, and you're not letting go of that steering wheel. And you're missing a little bit of that, and there are many genres, especially the RPG genres, where many players do not enjoy being railroaded like that. They actually find it a weaker story, or perhaps weaker gameplay reflected because of it. They don't like being pigeonholed. They don't like being railroaded. That lack of expression, that lack of adventure. That's not to say that the preset one for them isn't bad. It's just that players often want to just express themselves in a world that they expect to express themselves. RPGs being one of them. It's one of the most fascinating and inventive things about this entire genre is usually the amount of freedom of choice that's allowed and permitted and promoted within it. But anyway, back to the game. Let's see, bonfire ahead. Okay, so there's a bonfire somewhere. Maybe in this oily room, or maybe somewhere along these walls or something like that. Like I said, we need to be checking walls. Oh, hey, there we go. There's one such wall. Actually kind of surprised me. Oh, there's the bonfire. Sweet. Hidden bonfire room. Much appreciated. And it looks like there's a lot more of that acid. So I'll go back down there later when I'm ready and strip down and jump into that acid pool so I don't break my equipment. But for now, there's plenty of threats. Looks like there's no holes for me to get past on this guy, so I have no choice but to break him and fight him the good old-fashioned way. But it's been a while since the Bastille, so I should definitely be strong enough to take these guys out. Last time I checked, they only had, I want to say, 1,100 hit points, so that's something that we should be able to take care of, no problem. Wow, they got good resistance to magic, or at least lightning. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we've got. They should be weak to fire, I would think. I keep hitting the bars. Okay, they're not very vulnerable to fire either. They're resistant to that. So it seems that we don't have a choice. We're going to have to whittle them down the old-fashioned way. Lightning seems to do okay. This is great lightning spear, so it's packing a punch, but not as much of a punch as it could be packing. It almost seems wrong to be shooting fish in a barrel like this, but hey, it's Dark Souls, so... Oh, hello. You behind that door there? I kinda see you. Just like I'm pretty sure you see me. There's lots of other doors, too. Whoa! Hello! That's dramatic. Way to Kool-Aid man your way in. Surprised I didn't come with an oh yeah. You're gonna smash that, aren't you? Yes, you are. See, I kind of like how dramatic this is. Breaking through the walls like this. I'm surprised it actually hasn't happened further already. I probably shouldn't have stood so close. He could have fallen on me and killed me. But yeah, see, this kind of creepy castle with secrets and dangers around every corner, it builds its own story of imagination for those that are willing to allow it. And even if you're not going to indulge, that's okay. It's still just another challenging area of gameplay for you to go through. But my goodness, why would you want to strip yourself of the potential of finding out what's going on? See, look at this right here. What's going on in this room? This is some sort of scientist, it looks like. And all these bodies? Those look like bodies of giants, if I'm not mistaken. But why are there giants here? What are they studying? Why are there so many of them stacked up? Well, it looks like they're bleeding into some sort of acid pool over there. I guess that's a disposal area. What are they cutting up? What are they learning to discover? Why is this over here? What connection does this have to Drang Lake Castle? Was the king ordering these experiments? See, you could be crafting so many stories right here. Not because somebody's telling you to, but because you're already taking a look at these context clues, these facts, what's presented, these circumstances, and constructing your own useful story. It's fascinating, isn't it? Anytime it promotes thinking, that's a +1 in my book. It's surprising. You can actually consider this better writing by having less. I don't remember who said it, but I think one of the good rules of thumb with filmmaking is say less, show more. And I believe with other visual mediums such as photography, painting, video games, for example, when you're drawing the artistic value in that, you should definitely say less and show more. Keep in mind that statement is mutually exclusive from, I hesitate to use the word artsy, but I find myself forced to use that for lack of a better term. Because they go minimalist, and minimalist is a slightly different style from the show less, or from the say less and show more. There's a subtle difference of direction. Whoa! Another one? Another one. Royal Sorcerer Novelon. Oh, is that the guy I just freed? You serious? He is. He's casting darkness. Ooh. So another one of those guys burst through the wall. I didn't actually see that coming. Oh, okay, this magic shield did not take that hit very well at all. Whoa, what is that spell he's casting? Fortunately, it's got a limited range, and I got the range advantage on this hallway here. He packs a punch. I have to divide and conquer. Okay, so I need to take care of these guys first. See how vulnerable you are to Flame Swath. You are exceedingly vulnerable. Good. I don't have a choice. I have to take these guys out. Alright, so you're down. I keep thinking someone's going to burst out of that carriage there. Alright, so Royal Sorcerer Novelon. Oh, I didn't even notice you, Basilisk. Where did you sneak up? When did you get so strong you could take a fireball to the face like that? Fire Drake Stone, that's useful. I think that's used for creating flame equipment as an infusion. Alright, Royal Sorcerer. Let's see what you've got. Well, fire doesn't seem to handle too well with you. Alright. Whoa, that spell is... wow. That's a good multi-hit spell. If I was in the middle of that, that would have been deadly. So wait, I free him? And he goes out and assaults me? I was the mark he was talking about? Great. Great. Alright, if you're watching this and your first time playing Dark Souls, know this. That guy's a trap. Do not let him out of his cage. Believe the warnings. This is gorgeous scenery, my goodness. And if there's a boss ahead, it says try sorcery. No problem. And I'll do exactly that. So let me clean up this hallway. Looks like we're in line for another boss fight pretty soon. So this is Aldia's Keep. Seems to be some sort of tough enemy ahead. Well, that's a giant spore bug. They're not tough. They're annoying, but they're not tough. Alright, more of these lab guys. And it looks like they have a magic weapon on their little, I guess, axes. I think they threw alchemist stuff at me. We're getting a little magic, so I'm gonna have to just beat these guys the old-fashioned way. Yeah, they definitely throw urns at me. Alright, so this is certainly a fascinating place. There's some sort of dark secrets going on here. It's reminding me of the Spencer Mansion more and more. Wouldn't surprise me if we fought some sort of rejected lab experiment. Umbrella Corporation logo on the wall, fighting a tyrant in the basement, Wesker laughing. Wesker! Alright, so that sweeps up this. I'm also getting a good collection of souls too. I should think about heading back to that one bonfire down the hallway and cashing some of these in. And those meat hooks are the same ones that the butcher characters carry. So it looks like maybe they're experimenting on the undead again. For all I know, this is King Vendrick with his keep, sending his dudes to basically say, hey, I need you to figure out what's making these undead tick, and we need to study them scientifically and combat them effectively. And for all I know, I'm throwing all that effort, all that research down the toilet and flushing with 1 foot. Just ruining, again. Apparently I'm in look, this guy just got paralyzed, probably from another world. What is this? Behind locked doors. Locked. And yeah, I'm throwing all that research away. And apparently I'm in competition with Vendrick from what I can see. And I'm clearly not strong enough to take on Vendrick himself. I didn't even notice this Pharaoh's Lock's down here. Let's see what that does. Oh, it illuminates the entire hallway. I don't think that was really strictly necessary. I didn't notice too many of those nocturnal bat creatures like before. So this wasn't as necessary as the No Man's Wharf, but at least it brightens up the place. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, what was that? Oh, I thought I saw something. Yeah, there's guys hiding behind the paintings. Well, if they're not going to attack, I won't attack back. I'm already running a little low on spells. Before I churn in all that, let me go ahead and claim what's in here before I respawn the dogs in here. So let me go ahead and strip down to my birthday suit. Yeah, I figured. What I'm going to have to do is strip down, so wait on, and this time I'm going to take off my rings too, because those are also, I think, at risk. And run through. If I break anything, then I'll just spend a few souls on Majula. I'll make this quick, really quick. Alright, that was an okay grab. Ooh, Aldia key. Okay, so that was important. I wonder if that unlocks the chains or the locked doors. Ooh, Soul Geyser. That's a good spell. That's the spell I think I was being hit with by those phantoms, where it's a very heavy dart that hits you and splits off into 3 other homing darts. Very good. It's a heavy punching spell. I still prefer Soul Spear though, because it has slightly more castings and still hits pretty hard. But you know, as the situation demands. I already messed up my spell slots by taking off my other band. Alright, so let's make ourselves proper again. Alright. And recharge, and I will pause here as we go ahead and redo a few things. Alright, and we're back. I'm going to go ahead and beat the boss first and then claim my souls, because we'll see. Oh, that's right, I forgot everything here respawned. Okay, well, everything got out of their cages, but it looks like most of them don't notice me. Alright, he noticed me. Alright, so we're going to take you out. Well, you know what, it's not that bad. These guys are worth a lot of souls. Collecting them won't be that bad. I almost forgot about your attack there. Oof. Oh, this is not good. Alright, good thing you're slow on that. Okay. I need to kite him because there's no way I can take him and 2 Cyclopses at the same time. Alright, come in here. Oh, you can't come in here, can you? Hey, alright. That's fine by me. Look at him flapping around and flailing around. Sorry, Chief. Can't come in. Alright, well, I'm going to pause here and pick it up next time, so thanks for watching and bye.